and welcome. Welcome to Sunday's game dev stream. Maybe it makes sense to say a few words about myself, about my stream. So I'm HaruDev. I'm usually streaming Godot development, sometimes pixel art, and maybe a few times few days a year some game jam content. And today, like almost all the past Sundays of this year, I'm developing a cozy survival game logically in Godot. And I have to say that the development progress has been very good in the past 2 weeks. Before that, there was kind of a standstill. I was kind of procrastinating, not knowing where to continue with the development. But now things are looking better. Let's see. Okay, now I should have also a controller. I mean, we always had a controller input, but we are close to the point that I can say we have full controller input. Like all the inputs, or the most of the inputs are implemented. Okay, so before I continue development, I want to make a plan. Stream dev plan, and today is 8th of March. 6. And I think I want to concentrate on visuals. So item placing animation. It's like similar to pick up animation, but other way around. Use twins etc. So here we just need to locate, encode the place where I'm spawning stuff, and we just go to that point and we create a simple animation, which means that we place the item kind of very close to the player, and we tween it to the correct spot. That's that. And then I wanted to make I think I would like to experiment with day night cycle. colors. And it should be pretty easy. Because I already started experimenting. Like how the night could look like. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Wait. Somehow the resolution is... okay, I understand. I understand, because of this, the resolution is off. Okay, let's close this, please. Alright, selection options. Wait a minute, this is kind of weird, because I already disabled this. Oh, strange. Hi TD. How's the Sunday? Huh, strange. Fine, I guess. I'm still sick. Oh shit. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I didn't infect you, because I had the common cold like 2 weeks ago, I think. You should probably calculate the size for the squares. Yeah, well, this inventory thing here is kind of broken. It's not correctly implemented. But I just wonder why this is up here, because it messes my resolution. Oh, there we go. Just need to take that away and then close it and run it again. Okay, and now it pops back where it should be. I think I got it from my parents. Alright. Well, speedy recovery, regardless. Speedy recovery. Oh, I'm not sure if you can hear the nature sounds. There should be very faint nature sounds in the background. Yeah, choosy UI sound too. There's some things which are still underneath this debug menu. Oh, wait, it's not interact, it's pick and place. So this is where the game is at the moment. Yeah, pretty much just the environment, the visuals for the woods, some grass to cut, some things to collect, and the fireplace, an item where you can cook items. Okay, let's as a first step, let's disable let's take here is somewhere visibility to modulate controls kind of the lighting. Thank you. I mean, although it doesn't seem that much, there's quite a bunch of code and things running in the background. So let's see. Item placing animation, day-night cycle colors. This should be kind of like easy peasy, but we do need, for that, we need some kind of, I would say, environment manager. And eventually underneath environment manager there will be it controls the weather, it controls like if it's windy, if it's cold and stuff like that, and the day-night cycle. Did you pixel all of that yourself? Yes, I did. Everything is by me. I spent some long nights in November, December, pixeling all of that. Yeah. Yes, Godot games, blah blah blah. Nordic Valley. I don't know. Wait, stream to dos. Yeah, this is to do for. Did I say it's 8th, 7th, 8th, 8th? 6. Boom. Seems like a lot of work. It is. It is, yeah. Time. Well, essentially it's almost like for this stream, this manager script will be just like almost empty, and there will be some kind of timer in it. And I would almost say that the timer should be somehow globally accessible, so this should be probably auto load, like it's a manager, or that the manager is oh well, it doesn't matter. Don't want to analyze that too much. I'm optimistic, and I will say that we will accomplish those. And then it's about to think about the fun stuff. I don't know what's the better word for that. Meters. Meters. It's probably the wrong word. But I mean, what I mean by that is health bar. Well, maybe bars is better. Bars, health bar, then cold bar, or like body temperature, body temp. Because we are talking about a survival game. And maybe poison bar. What else? we'll think about that at that point. Yeah, I think I'm happy if I can accomplish this. Oh yeah, there's one more thing just popped to my mind. No. Set some collect. Well, remove placing feature. To items. Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, at the moment I can pick items, I can place items. Like I can take mushroom and I can place the mushroom somewhere else. And I thought, well, if I allow that for every item, then I guess players could just take advantage of it and, you know, they could just craft tons of stuff and just spread them around the whole world, which might make some kind of, like, if I say, okay, there will be some kind of quest, like you go roaming like far away, so you need to prepare yourself. And preparing means you cook some food, you take something from the inventory. So I think I want to disable the option to place items, or place some items on the ground. I guess in very big open world games, it's okay to, you know, you can place everything at some location. Like in Minecraft, you can do that. I'm not sure if you can do that in Stardew Valley. I guess not. I guess you can just put your items in some inventory boxes. Yeah, but that's the plan. Okay, so this is our Sunday plan. Okay, so then we need to localize the piece of GD script where the spawning happens. And actually it is this one here. Hello, Starlight. Hi. Hope you're having a nice Sunday and welcome. So we just crafted a rough plan for today's stream. So what we are hoping to do is put the placing animation, remove placing feature from collectibles, create the first version of environment manager, and mess around with day-night cycle. Yeah, you can make guesses how far we get. Last stream I managed to make, I guess, the first point which I planned. Let's see. How are you? I'm doing pretty fine. Pretty fine. The weather's been very, very nice lately in Austria. and that has risen the mood quite a bit. It was pretty rough winter, but now the spring is like fully here, and that's very cool. So, nice list of to-do items. Yeah, I've gotten to habit that for each stream I make a little to-do list, which I think like, okay, that's maybe doable. That's like probably doable. And it kind of feels good when you have like little to-do list on your second monitor, and then when you say, okay, I'm done, and you go make some kind of check mark. It feels tiny bit good, funnily. That's good. It's still quite cold where I am. All right. But I would assume assume that it's normal that it's cold. Okay. Okay, let's try to tackle this first point. So this is for the moment placing animation for just random items. But now I'm just thinking about, should I keep this or remove this? Or we could just use this piece of code just for testing the animation. What is required actually is let's see, because this is a callback, yes, callback, and it receives the final position via parameter. Yes. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of this line of 3D script which says, okay, our item will be positioned there, and then agile just drops it there. There's no animation. So there should be, I feel like it's in a collectible. Yeah, look like here is player collects script. There is long list of tween stuff, which makes that juicy animation things booms. So I feel like we will add here player drops final position. And then to say, well, first of all, check if item is collectible, then drop it. Before that, I just want to check out real quick where this is fired. Bonds. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's over here. The only place which might cause some headache is the equipping. Oh, nice, it's empty. What the heck? Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Okay, because there is a slight difference here. Maybe I can show this quickly. So there's two options to place stuff. Let's see. Let's take this pan. Oops. And then I can just place it to the ground. Or I can go to this fireplace and... No. Oh yeah, the use gamepad. Or I can place that object to the fireplace. The difference is that normally there is no Y offset. So I think what I need is I need two animations. Or just one animation. A function. Well, let's just get cooking. Not in a game, but in GDScript. All right. Okay, so in a player collects, the animation is kind of up and like first up and towards the player. So what we could do is we could reverse that. We could just say first whoop and then down. Whoop, boom. So it's essentially just making this tween but reversing the order. So we make a place tween. No, not timer. Dang it. Tween. Transition should be, let me see. For the both of these ones, it's quintic, which seems to be alright. Transquint. So let's use that. Ease out is, wait, ease out is first, fast first and then slow at the end. Huh. It's something I always forget. No. Tween property self, because we are tweening the whole item. Global position. Okay, and now, well, actually, we do need to initialize the position to be, before we tween anything, we want to, no, wait. Let's make global position is Okay, we have global variables, fine, and then global player position. So the position is initialized. I think later I want to also play a bit with the scale, but for the moment I just want to see that the positioning goes correctly. So let's see how I did that. Here, player position minus 10. Ah, yes, of course, of course. So final position. We are tweening towards the final position. But it should be like 10 units up. No, what's wrong? Oh, vector 2. Okay. Okay, so we start from the player global position, which might be actually too low. So we might actually want to put the item on the same level, but then yeah, well, this is not entirely true. This is not entirely true in isometric coordinates. Actually, this is way more trickier, but well, we get it work somehow. Okay, and then is in. Let me just go downwards, which is the final position essentially. And we can also wait the signal that it's finished so that we don't go to stuff with the item. All right, let's test this. I think it's all off, but it doesn't matter. So we want to go to this spawning function. Spawn item, and item, instead of positioning it right away, we check is collectible, just in case, because if it's not, there is not the function available. Player drops position. And I wonder if we should use... this is vector 2. If we should use local to get the global, is it? It is. Transform the provided local position and the position of global coordinate space. I guess we should use this. And then the animation plays. And then the item is added. So we'll see what comes out of that. So let's take boop, and then drum roll, drum roll. Non-existent function to global in base of vector 2. What does that just look at? To global. Oh, it's no 2D. No. Okay, so we are not allowed to use it here, but in the calling. Yeah. Cannot call create tree on null value. What? What? Wait a second. What do you mean get tree? If this node is not inside. Ah, okay, that was the best feature of Godot for today. Because we got the answer why this happens, like why get tree returns null. If this node is not inside the tree, as it happens, it is not inside the tree. Then we get an error. Okay. Then it's the question, how should we create that tween if we don't have access to the scene tree? Well, can we just create global things, like a global variable for the scene tree? I mean, I don't get it. Why shouldn't we get wait. So we are talking about which item? Node. Okay, so node has this function. And if the node is not in the tree, then we don't get the tree. Well, it's logical that it should work that way. Well, what we can do is we can introduce that. What is there a entry class? It is, yeah. Manages the game loop. Can we just make this scene tree? We should be able to do that. And then I feel like I'm some kind of Godot hacker at the moment. I'm not asking if this is allowed, I'm just doing it. So, where is our collectible needing a tree? Oh, but wait a second. Why I'm so... Of course, this whole animation doesn't work if the whole item is not in the tree. No, it should be really this way. This way it should be. Well, regardless if it's collectible, just... Oh, okay, wait. Let's make it this way. If it's collectible, else item position is pos. And now we can spare the whole thing. I don't know, the whole global variable. Oh man. Okay, I think that should rescue us. So we added first the tree, then it has the reference to the tree, then we can play the animation and everything's fine. I hope. Oops. Yes, alright. That's good. But wait a second. I think it was not quite right. Okay, bloop bloop. Or is it? Well, I think it's fine. Let's see. Well, not. Well, yeah, it is. It is actually. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I would like to have some kind of thump, like tonk. Bloop. Bunk. Bloop. Bunk. If I'm running around and I'm placing, it looks a little bit off, no? Like... Or, well, actually it's like dropping. It looks like dropping. Like, okay, but that's not accurate. Like, if I'm running and I'm picking up, the item is not being tweened towards moving player, but towards the position at which the player's movement or player's position was sampled. But it is how it is. Okay, that's fine. That is completely fine. It's missing the sound effect, but that's... we didn't even plan that. There's one simple tiny detail which I want to add, and that is twinning also the scaling. Like it's... the item starts from small, then it's just like grows in size and then drops. So let's put that in. Which means that actually scale should be like 0101, and we have to make that parallel. So we just say parallel to this. I think this is Godot 4 specific, because I can remember making the same thing in Godot 3 and I think the syntax was a little bit different. Anyhow, We want to make property, this time scale, and we want to stream towards full scale. Same time. Oh, 0.2. Okay. How about this one? Chuck. Wait. Why is this being spawned in a different location? Like logically it should be the same position. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I know why. Yeah, of course. What you don't see is there should be an indicator. Okay, let's see. We can kind of simulate it with collision shapes. See this. No, it's not even that one. Wait. We don't need the collision shapes. Let's just check that out real quick. There is an indicator. Yeah, and that's indicating the location in this 16 by 16 grid where the item should be spawned. So now when I press X, the chanterelle should be spawned like a little bit to the left. Thanks. Yeah. But that's fine. That's all right. I don't need to go nitty-gritty with the details. I feel like too many times I keep on worrying about tiny details which don't have too much effect to the gameplay. So we will leave that. And now that I'm motivated, I would like to check out the script where the equipment is. Is handled equipment. I just wonder. I think this is okay. Yeah, this is empty in this parent class, but this should be defined underneath the child class, like pan. No, fireplace. Fireplace is equipable tool item. And yeah, here we go. So here is the wait a second, why I'm calling 2 times the parent function? That's nonsense. I think no, this should be gone. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we get the selected item. We check if it's allowed to be equipped. We check if if it's firewood in that case. Then we equip that. And here it is. Yes, okay. And this is then local position. Hello Raiders, hello EM Audio, hi. How are you doing? Thanks for the raid, EM Audio, that's very kind from you. So, for all the Raiders who don't know me, probably maybe all of you, but in any case, I'm Harudev, and I'm usually developing stuff in Godot. Sometimes I do pixeling in Sprite, and a few times in a year I do game jams. And today we are doing this kind of game. Let me show you. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you too. Glad to have you guys here. We're also working in Godot. That's good. That's very nice. I think I read it you like a few weeks ago or 1 month ago, I guess. And if my memory doesn't fail, you were working on. I have just very shallow memories, but I guess it was a rhythm game, and it had to do something with goose or geese. Am I correct? Yeah. Very good memory. Yeah, well, it's getting worse and worse year after year. Not gonna lie. Yeah, talking about geese and rhythms. That's very cool. But hey, EM, I would like to, if you don't mind, because, okay, talking about rhythm games, right? Let me see. A little bit like commercial, all right? Commercial. Let's see. Transport. I just wanted to mention that last year I was also working on a rhythm game, which is called Sak Sak Neko, and it's in itch.io if you want to check it out. You don't have to, but I was just thinking it would be maybe interesting to mention this, because it was kind of nice experience coding a rhythm game. So this is like a Muse clone with 4 lanes, essentially. There's some, like 5 tracks. Yeah, it was interesting to tackle all those audio shenanigans like synchronization. That was, I think, the biggest problem. Getting the enemy spawn at the right time, making sure that the enemies are on the hit point exactly on the right time, and things like that. Yeah, okay, commercial out. Yes, so yeah, thanks once more. Feel free to hang out, but also I guess most of you have probably sat in front of the computer listening to or watching EM audio a long time, so please go touch grass, go grab coffee, go hang out with your loved ones. Yeah, you have full freedom to do whatever you want, of course. But we jump back to this project, which is this Nordic lifesim / survival game. So the task which we were trying to tackle was animation for item placing. So we already got it done for kind of like a general positioning for items on land. Let's see, where is my test scene? There we go. So now we can position stuff just on the land, and the next step is to have that animation to have items flying from the player towards what I call equipable item. A fireplace can be equipped because you want to cook something with the fireplace, so what I want to have is essentially have this like dropping, it's like almost like a throwing animation to the fireplace. I have to raid and run now. Have a great stream. That's alright, that's completely fine. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, EM Audio. Take care. So, let's get coding then. Okay, now I lost the positioning code. There we go. All right, let's see. Actually, I guess we don't need to do that much because, or maybe, actually maybe. Let's see how these classes are defined. So, right before we were in fireplace class, now we are in equipable tool item, then we are tool item. Tool item extends item, so we are not actually in a collectible. And that's the base class for item. So we do need to create the same kind of placing animation. Oh wait, no, we don't. Of course we don't. No, wait. Fireplace. Now I mix some apples and bananas. Again. Yeah, okay, of course. This item could be collectible. This item is not the fireplace. So we do, essentially we do the same thing. We can actually reuse the code. It's not reusing, it's copy pasting the code which we just wrote for this. Yeah, this. So we take this width, just make sure that we add again the child. So add first. Here we check first if the item is not null. I think in some cases if we remove stuff from the inventory and there is no items anymore, it might happen that what we get is null. So what we want to do is we want to put this here. Let's see. And now we do need. Oh wait, I'm a little bit confused now. Oh no, it's okay, it's fine. Because now we are talking about local position of the item to the relation of the fireplace. Then this -10, yeah, makes sense. And then we need for sure the global. Let's see that once more that I'm able to use this correctly. This is not 2D. Local point. Okay, so we do need to call this from the item from which we want the local point to be converted to the global point. So so what we want to have is, if this is the final position, item to global, item, you know what, we could just say item global position. Ta-da. And else we don't need that actually. Yeah, that's the final position then. Yeah, that should work, because now we get the local position is set in relation to the fireplace position, which then will be cooked to this global position, and this global position is then piped to the tween, and the tween makes sure that the positioning animation is correct. So in my mind this should be working, but I have been telling BS so many times that I would not be surprised if this doesn't work. We'll see. Alright, so we check, we put it as a child, and then if it's a collectible, then we drop it. Okay. Let's see. So what we can equip a pan. Alright. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, okay. Cool. Nice, nice, I love it. It's just a satisfaction where you get something done in code, and you have the feeling that it works, and you have almost like overconfidence, you know, that it must work, and it does. Let's go. So now we can go back to our checklist. Item placing animation is there. Check. So we should be able to yes, everything. That's also equip load. Okay. Now this is the most interesting item for the fireplace. Is this wood? I think what's gonna happen is that the fire starts before the log lands to the fireplace. Okay, what's this? Oh, okay. That was not even as an animation. Wait a second. Wait a second. I think there is a special script somewhere. Oh yes, okay, it was here. No, it's not. Ah, okay, yeah, it was this. Okay. So there's a own script assigned only for the firewood. Yeah, okay. But I kind of would like to have the animation too, like the piece of wood is dropped and then the fire applied. And then we can cue free that. So, and afterwards I would love to have some kind of like a smoke cloud is coming out there and, you know, stuff like that. Okay. But now that we have this, we know that the firewood is collectible. We can just say, oh wait, we have to be careful because here originally when I equip the firewood with the fireplace, it just disappears and the fire just starts immediately. So yeah, it's kind of funny that we are not making any checks, that it's not null, but hey, alright. Item position, now that's important for the animation, is well, essentially it's the origin of the fireplace. I guess it should be kind of correct, I guess. And then we add the equipment, add to the equipment, but then we remove it almost immediately, so it doesn't matter. So we go like this, and then we make the animation. We wait until the animation stops. Then we say we equip fireplace with wood, and then we apply the fire, and then we destroy the item. Should be fine. All right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. No. This is not working like this. No, this is not working. This is not working. Or should it actually work? Wait, we need to debug this. We are checking the selected item name here, that is firewood, and we do stuff. And when it's selected and we say, or we call function remove item at spawning, then that should be firewood. All right. So yeah, we just debug that. Boop. And then go there and check what do we have as item. It's firewood, all right. I just hope that the global position, can we get that, please? No, we don't have access to that. We have position where is 0 as it should be. We have added it already as a child to firewood, so it should be somewhere. Yeah, there you have it. No, not there. Okay, so it is visible. It's already added, but it kind of disappears immediately. Not entirely sure why. Oh, let's step inside that. See, the final position is, yeah, probably same. It's the same as the fireplace. And then we set the position to be. Okay, now we can actually check if this position is nonsense. We can just go 1. No, hello, I need the global position. Intent. No, hello, I want this. I want to check out what this is. Can I just evaluate that global variables? Alright, playable global position is this. It's almost the same as this. Okay, so the position should be fine. That's cool. No, the tweening should be actually fine, so I don't really know what's going on. What could it be? Let's see. 1 hour and 70 minutes. You know what I want to do? I want to avoid sitting on my chair all the time. So I'll raise up my standing desk. Oops. Something fell down. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I will just, you won't see it, but I'm standing at the moment, and I will stand until my legs say, no, not anymore standing. Okay. Oh. this. Huh. Yeah, well, now it's there. I mean, what's happening? I mean, this, the player drops. Oh, come on. No. Player drops. Come on. Why are you not jumping? Was? Sorry that I'm mixing German and English. But we should have this await for this tween to finish. So I don't understand. Yeah. Nexus null dev. Hello. And yes, was. Was is lost. Yeah, sometimes when things get intensive enough, then German starts to leak out. And if things get like really, really intensive, then Finnish, which is my mother tongue, starts to leak out. Was geht? Not much. Business as usual. Hobby business. How about you? Was geht up? Was geht up? I'm trying to understand why this line is not working as it should. No. So what I want this GD script code to do is, oh come on, go there. Play this animation, which is defined by tweens, or one tween. It plays. We wait until the tween is finished. To my understanding, you write it like this. You use this await as syntax word, and then you just place what signal we want to listen to. I assume that in tweens, we go tween, we have somewhere finished, which is emitted when the tween has finished all tweening, never emitted when the tween is set to infinite looping. No idea. If somebody knows, please let me know. Because I think I'm not gonna invest more than 5 to 10 minutes to this, because we are almost in the halfway of the stream and I still have 3 to-do points which I would like to do. What is the issue? The issue is this. Let me show you. So we are talking about item placing. In this case, firewood goes to the fireplace. All right. And I've been building animation where the item is, well, it's easier shown than explained, or faster to it. So we are talking about exactly that animation. And we can place like pick and place animation. And now we're talking about placing animation. And I'm trying to implement that for this piece of wood, for which I have this special chain of events. So when I say, okay, now I have the wood piece selected and I want to equip it to the fireplace, and I place, boom, There's no animation. All right. So the item was immediately erased from the scene. Although I would have liked to have this. I have hunch. Do you say it like that? Hunch? I think I have a hunch why this is not working. I have faint memories again. How we should await stuff. I think we are not allowed to await inside the function. I think we need to await here. We should say await item and bar. Maybe we need to make an extra signal. I'm not sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, then let's see what we can do. So we have that. This is a local signal because, well, the tween is somewhere in the tree, and I would not like to, I don't know, make it accessible. So I don't know what's the least messiest solution here. Well, okay, we could make that tween somehow like a reference to that tween. Or let's see, this is a collectible. Well, actually, because this await, it's not working here either. This is also not working. So we could just make an extra like signal. Big place animation done. Not worry signal. Please signal. All right. But wait, no, wait. No, we cannot. No, that's not the way. That's not the way. If you await inside a function, you also need to make the function async. Yeah, sure. So, but is it possible if I say I make a reference to that tween so that it is accessible? Accessible. Yeah, this is nonsense. Doesn't matter. If I say I wait. Oh, come on. Here, like await item animation and so forth. And the second option async. Wait. Okay, wait. I want to refresh my memories on this. I want to understand how this await works, because I have a pretty basic understanding of this, what I call like the special keywords yield await. What we have first, we have a Godot subreddit. I would like to have documentation. Script reference. Waits for signal or coroutine dependency, waiting for signals and coroutines. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, there you have, I guess, the example of how this works. However, if you don't depend on the result, you can just call it asynchronously, which won't stop execution. Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. If you use await with an expression that isn't a signal nor coroutine, the value will be returned immediately and the function won't give control back to the caller. I got more confused than informed about this. This is confusing me. Should I read this just for the sake of understanding once more with the thought? Although I said that I won't invest that much time. I will just read it and try to understand. Yeah, coroutine, which wait until a signal is emitted before continuing execution. Exactly, that's what I want. Yeah, that's all good. Yes, that's what I'm understanding. So we stop execution until the bottom up signal is fired. Yeah, becomes a coroutine. Which means that the caller also needs to wait it. So okay, let's go this through this whole thing. So this should be our solution. We are not awaiting only the signal, we are awaiting also the execution of this function. Fine. Note that requesting a coroutine's return value without await will trigger an error. Also, this is a wrong version of this, where I say confirmed. Trigger an error with return value. Let's see how it's going in our case. We don't have any returns, so I guess it's fine. However, if you don't depend on the result, you can just call it asynchronously. So I guess that's what you were referring to, Nexus Null. which won't stop execution and won't make the current function a coroutine. And here was this sentence where was, I guess, where I just got lost. If you don't depend on the result is this. You can just call it asynchronously. Yeah, okay, so that's without any returns, which won't stop execution. I see. Yeah, so there we are missing the await. So this await is ineffective, and therefore we get this immediately. So it's not a coroutine. Yes. If you use await with an expression that isn't a signal nor a coroutine, the value will be returned immediately and the function won't give the control back to the caller. Okay. Slowly. If you use await with an expression. Okay. Yeah, there is no await. Oh, now, okay. Yeah, this get 5 is there. The value will be returned immediately. Yeah, so we are not waiting. Yeah, logically. This also means that returning a signal from a function that is in the coroutine will make the caller await that signal. Okay, fine. So should be able to solve it like this. Okay, so now we are waiting. And after animation, this happens. Okay, fingers crossed. Books. Yes. Okay, let's go. Good. Okay. Small victory. Small victory. Good. Okay, so now we can say that this item placing animation is almost fully done. Cool. So then the next thing is remove blazing feature for collectibles and add it to equipable items. Or let me see. Actually, that's a little bit wrong what I explained in the to-do list, because let's see, like a mug, that's what we can equip. What are you? Okay, you're a collectible. Hi Oldome, love the art style, thank you very much. Thank you. So the next step is this is a step which I don't exactly know yet if I want to have it or not. Or feature which I want to have or not. It's pretty simple to implement. Okay, so essentially it's all matter of items can be picked and the items can be placed at the moment anywhere in the world. And I was just investing some hours of my brain power to think, is that a good idea in a survival game? I don't know. don't know yet. In the future, when the game mechanics are mostly done, I want to test that. So I want to have some kind of test level at some point where you can maybe do exactly this. So you can, I don't know, you can go to somewhere, you can pick some stuff, you can go to somewhere, I don't know, you could kind of set up a base here, put some stuff here if you want, and then you can go back, you can do some stuff on your main base, and I don't know, accomplish some quest that way. Or the alternative, which I think maybe most, not sure, but maybe most survival games do, is that there are some inventory boxes, and only in those inventory boxes you can place items. That's the question. So I think I want to have that for collectibles, an option. Just a switch, just a boolean. Just a boolean like, okay, collectible, placeable. And I think I want to make it export variable. Placeable. Terrible word. Word. Terrible word. Placeable. And if we say it's false per default, then I need to explicitly say which collectibles can be placed. So and then I need to go to the placing code where the player is actually placing stuff, and that's underneath the player. That's very ugly code at this point. It's ugly, but it works. So I'm not that concerned about it. It's not that much, but still, it's this piece of if, nested if clauses. So I'm a tiny bit concerned about this, but here it is called, so we need one more item, one more if clause, and that is wait a second. Yeah, we're fetching item. Wait. No, now I'm again confused. Oh, no. Wait. We're almost there. Item. Yeah, fireplace. Fireplace. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was our filter for the fireplace. No, yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit confused now. That's because my brain capacity cannot hold the entire code base, although it's not that big, but it cannot hold the entire code base in it. So sometimes I just get lost, gets off track. So we need to go to the point where we are spawning stuff like to the level itself. Perfectly understandable. Yeah, it happens to everybody, I think. Tests. Yeah, so here is the spawning thing. So we could just ask if item, because now we know it's collectible, placeable, and then player drops the item. Although I think I was thinking like if this whole spawning should be disabled. That was the thing. I don't need any kind of switch to think. I have to decide. Hi Code. How's it going? It's going a little bit better than last week. Disastrous stream. Now things are going a little bit smoother. Did you figure things out? I think so, yes. Yeah, I think this item inventory system is now a bit better. I need still to make some slight changes to the most of the items. I mean, they work now out of the box, but yeah, they're like, for some items let's see. I need to get rid of these manually written references. Yeah, now there's more, like, the big difference is that now there's more information underneath the resource than in the scene of item itself. So there's like one single point of data, and from that single point of data, all the information is then floating towards the game. And we're using only that information, so there's not like double inputted names which might go wrong. Good stuff. Yes, I hope this works. How about you, Code? How was the week? And how was the weekend? So actually, no, not for that. The easiest way to disable this is to eliminate the connection of the signal, which is responsible for spawning stuff. And here it's that. And when this is disabled, then let's see. Yeah, now we cannot put anything anywhere. But that works. Yes. Week has been busy and good. Very good, very good, very good. Realized I also need to get back on the game dev. Been a while already. The juicy effects, yeah. That was... Putting in the juice is one of my favorite game dev things. It's just so satisfying. Yeah. So now with this variant, the player just can at least outside player can collect stuff. Let me see, does it also work? Yeah, look at this, we can fill a bottle with water. Yeah. There has to be you know, like a juicy thonk sound. Do I have some metal here which I can rattle to another metal piece? That's one. Isn't it? Isn't it? Nice. Yes. You know, you cannot expect it now. You get, okay, you get that, and then you place it. There has to be some kind of like clonks. Oh no, wait. Yeah. Do you have a grill available? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I do. It's still sitting in the cellar, but that would be the perfect source for that kind of sound. Just need to take my laptop microphone. Yeah. Take some kind of metal object and just bang it against the grill plates. Alright, okay. Yeah, that would... Exactly. Okay, so that was easy. Step number 2. Step number 3. Environment manager. Exciting. What we do need is game time. Let me show you something. I've been mock-upping Nordic Valley mockups. Yeah, foliage, wood merge. Hey, wait a second, where is it? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, so there's some mockups. Okay, so here's my take on this day-night cycle indicator. This is, well, the initial. How is this called actually? This is not inventory per se, actually. This is like the hot selection. I do call it inventory, whatever. But then the day-night cycle indicator is here on top. And I was thinking having kind of like the sunrise, sunset. That brings a slight problem though, because I'm also planning to have the nighttime. Like, why should I prevent a player hotbar? Okay, why should I prevent a player not to play during the night? Like Stardew Valley, you get to play like till 2 o'clock, and then you just fall asleep. So this kind of indicator would cover just like from the morning till the evening, if there is like sun is rising. So maybe I need to rethink this one. Maybe I need to just put I don't know, time clock or something. Oh well, that's the initial sketch. To my eye, this is a little bit too big. I was already worrying that this hotbar would be too big. Don't know. I think it works. But it's just kind of blocking stuff away. Notice. That's one thing I was worrying, like putting some foreground pixels in front of the playing area would somehow block stuff. The simplest one would be, just like maybe just simply squares. Well, yeah, it's like that. The indicator does remind you of Stardew Valley. Yeah, exactly. In Stardew, it is a little bit different. Yeah, it's like sideways. Yeah, I guess. Although I didn't actively think about this semicircle, I think it was still somehow, because look at this. It's almost the same. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think it would make sense just to give. This is Visual Sugar, but I think it would be the best just give a time of the day. Simply have the game time, and then just that, like very simple. Like erase this. This is like, all right. Yeah, this is maybe for some players a quick reference to the time. Like they're running around, they see very quickly. Okay, time is running out. But if I say I don't have that constraint that when the clock comes here, then just continues to the night, then I guess it's just fine to say, okay, it's whatever, 2 a.m. in the morning. So I think I will go with that. Just a time. But I don't see why it would be an issue, though, if you bake the whole day from the start. I lost my track, lost the track here. Code the last sentence of yours. I was so heavily blah-blahing now about that, but okay, so we were on an environment manager, then I started to yap blah blah about the visual thing, which is not that really too important for the moment. Let's see, time-wise, 2 hours in. Okay, yeah, we still have good time for these last 2 points. You were talking about having both day and night playable challenge, so I believe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean that whole feature is still alive, you know, it might happen that because still there is on upcoming discussion what kind of bars the player will get. There's health, body temperature, hunger, voice, poison. Maybe one is like I don't know what is the bar which is kind of controlling tiredness, tired bar, tiredness. I don't want to put like everything there, but yeah, but I think what I want to have in the game is like that the player can choose when they wake up, when they go to sleep, how much they sleep. If they sleep too little, then they get like the endurance and the tiredness is like, you know, like not fully recharged. Maybe there are some quests which are in the middle of the night, you know. So I think I would allow that kind of flexibility. So the game time, which will be now handled with the environment manager. Should it be 2D node? No. The environment manager, which will just trigger stuff, so it's kind of like a puppet master for other things. I'm kind of visualizing like environment manager, then there will be some kind of like a cloud spawner or whatever. As a child, and you know, rain overlay. What else? Yeah, stuff like this. So I think it's enough to say that this is environment manager and it goes underneath helpers, because we have sound manager, goes there, get a script, and okay, that's unnecessary, but game time, I guess it should be integer. I mean, we do have a system time, but we don't need that. We just want to increment game time, because it should be maybe float. It's not necessary. Because game time in minutes is enough as a granularity. But we would. Yeah, okay, well, if environment manager has like local tick, which is incremented and it's a float, and it will be some kind of module or something, then like in the simplest terms, it's not tick, game time. Okay, 00 is like, let me think, 12 o'clock. midnight. And it goes to 24 times 60 is then. So we could use the process. Yeah, it's unnecessary, but initialize to 0 in a process. Well, then it's a good question, like how long should a game, one game day be? And I have no idea what is, how long is Stardew Valley day. One full day in Stardew Valley from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. lasts approximately 40 minutes and 20 seconds in real time. I feel that this, in my memory, Stardew Valley day is rather short. It's rather short. This is one thing which is more or less impossible to fix right now. For the testing purposes, when we are talking about testing day-night cycle colors, I don't want to wait 24 minutes, so we could ramp that up. But you know, why I said it's impossible to know at this point is because I don't know what kind of guests there are in the game. I don't know what kind of tasks there are. Well, that's just like the very basic things. I know what's gonna happen in the game. Player is roaming the forests, going fishing, collecting things, collecting items, collecting wood, crafting stuff, crafting cottage, maybe rescuing animals. There's a little list of things in the design documentation. But then just depending on like how long like one tasks, which is preferably done during the daytime, will take. Depends on how big the map is, how fast the player can run, so forth, so forth. They could feel short because you have a lot of things to do. Yeah, but then it's really easy to fix that, because you can always just scale the game time. Yeah, I hope at some point when there's some kind of demo or early beta version where you can do actual stuff, and I can give this to people's hands, and then they can give feedback like, okay, the game time is too fast or too slow, then based on that feedback, hopefully I can decide. But so what we now get is delta time, which is seconds. It's real time now. So if I'm increasing game time with delta time, then it's the real time. It's the system clock time. The tick is the system clock time. So the question is actually why I'm using this process. I guess, is there any other way? I guess not. Could I just sample the system time, multiply that, and make it somehow modular something? I'm not sure. Well, this is the first version. I'm not gonna break my head with some kind of optimization, blah blah. And so let's say, how many minutes are there in the day? 24 hours, 24 hours, 60 minutes, seconds, 86,400 seconds. And let's say we want to have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh wait, no. 24 times 60 minutes. Oh, yeah, of course. And then 60 divided by this. No. Yeah, it's exactly this divided by 60, which is 1440. So that much seconds should be the time multiplier. Or I mean, we could do it like this way. Time multiplier is, what did we say? We have this real time, 86,400. Divided by like game day duration sec. Let's make it 120. All right. So that should be now. And can I use it like here? No, wait, no. Game time raw is mod f. Oh, come on, it's a modulo. F mod. Floating point remainder. Yep. Oh, this was seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. All right. And that's 86,400. So now the game time is in seconds. Maybe I say that it's in seconds. Then we can do the conversion. No? Oh. Good. And now I'm allow myself to sit down again. I guess I have been standing 1 hour maybe. Almost. So down we go. Oh, jump. And I will also get a little bit something to drink. I'll be back in less than a minute. I'm back. Okay. It's a funny thing that when I think about back in the day, I was streaming the development of Professor Bubbles online. I had half a liter bottle of water next to me, and I couldn't do the stream without drinking the water like all the time, like periodically. But now it's like I don't have anything. I just have my desk and shenanigans, keyboard and stuff. No water. But don't worry, I hydrated well enough in the morning, so I should be fine. Water is important. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yes. It would be actually a good idea to have something to drink here. So, but yeah, I will invest to some kind of what I'm lying. There are enough. I don't need to invest to anything. There are enough drink bottles in the kitchen. My lazy ass brain just don't think about that. All right, back to business. Good. So now we have raw time in seconds. I think it's nearly unnecessary, but then we can say global variables game time in minutes is then integer from game time raw seconds. Okay, this conversion done for every frame is unnecessary. But I mean, we could just introduce a function which is, but yes, silence, brain, silence. We need progress. So now we have that. Okay. Let's try to make the day-night cycle thing in one shot with this environment manager. Let's see if we can get it working. So just prototyping. So what we need is yeah, let's go. So what we do need is some kind of gradient. So gradient here. I think it's called color gradient. Day-night gradient is there some kind of course not. I was living a dream that having that sort of thing. Gradient, resource gradient, gradient texture 1D, I guess is what we want. Is it? Let's see, gradient texture 1D, because we want to have like one. Let's see, export variable, time of this scene, color gradient, new. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Then we just plug our colors here. Our interpolation mode is linear. Color space sRGB should be fine. I'm not sure what this means. Raw data. All right. So what we need to understand is how to plug in, like how to sample this thing, which I've never done before. But I hope we have some kind of function for that. 1D texture that uses colors obtained from a gradient. Oh wait, we don't need this texture, we need the gradient. Or yeah, get color. So that's what we want. I mean, we could no. Let's do this correctly. No. Just gradient. No. How is this still there? Clear. New gradients. All right, let's go. So then we define this, and then we have offset. We can use sample offset, and I guess offset goes from 1 to 0. Let's see. Returns the interpolated color specified by offset. Offset should be between 0 and 1. So we get the time in minutes, convert that to float, divided by minutes in a day. Then we get the value. So what we want to do is, it's unnecessary to update it every frame. It's enough. It would be enough to let's see. Okay, yeah, I just got a whole new idea how to implement this this game time thing. In Finnish, I would say mä menin perse edellä puuhun. In terms of what I just started, okay, excuse me. What I just said is in Finnish is that for the implementation of game time, I started to go. I started to climb up a tree, my ass pointing towards the sky. Excuse me. That's just yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Again, we are going further. I have the whole next week time to optimize everything, and I made the optimization steps what I was thinking about today. So that we can get something working. The but first approach. Yeah, is it really called like that in English? Yeah, maybe it is. If not, then you can coin that. Oh well, what we could do is. I'm just wait a minute. Wait a second. We do have scene tree timer and we do have a timer. They are two different things. I was always in the impression that the timer and the scene tree timer are exactly the same thing. Apparently not. Oh, hell with that. You know, now we are kind of like in a game jam mode. Easiest possible. Yeah, process. What's the scene tree timer then? Well, I just was checking out like the get timer. No, create timer. Create timer in scene tree, so that you can, if you want to wait something in code, you can create a timer, and this function returns scene tree timer, and it's in its own class, inherits object, one shot timer, managed by scene tree. And then it says, as opposed to timer, it does not record the instantiation of a node commonly used to create a one-shot delay timer. Yeah, it doesn't require nodes. So it can be applied anywhere, to anything, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So, gradient offset. Gradient offset is game time minutes. It was 1/440. It was seconds in a day, 1/440. And that was 40. And then okay, wait a second. Sample is color, so we can plug that directly to modulate. Modulate is day-night color gradient, sample gradient offset, and it should be like that. Now we just need to make sure that the game time is updated, and that means we need to have this environment manager there in tree. I mean, later on there will be some kind of global game scene, kind of like game initialization scene where all of these managers are sitting, and then the level when the gameplay takes place is then, yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, what the hell? Okay, environment manager is there. One of my favorites. Yes. So, wow, it's been pretty busy stream. A whole lot of things. The temperature of my forehead is at least 1 degree more than it usually is. So, ladies and gentlemen, is this it? I mean, sure, okay, we need to put some colors in. Let's make it very simple. Let's put 4 colors in. 4 colors. Take a breather, focus on the task. Yes. It's also a funny thing. On stream, the whole development pace kind of starts to go faster and faster, and the thoughts are starting to race. So I just thought that for streaming devs, it would be a very good idea to have some kind of, I don't know how they're calling this. Like I think in Pomodoro method also you have like focus time, and then you have off time, and then you have focus time, and then you have off time. So having some kind of relaxing activity would be absolutely good idea. So nighttime is something blue. Morning. Oh well, we actually need 5. Let's put this a little bit closer here. This is almost like, yeah, I think the daytime, like this morning orange, it doesn't take that long. So let's put it like there, and then here's like the day, and then it starts to go towards the night again. Let's see. So then go a little bit brighter, then it's orange. And then from orange, it gets to white. And then back to orange. Orange. And then I think it can be a little bit darker blue. Like that. It can be a little bit dark. Okay. No, here. No, come on. So this should bring in the darkness. Okay, well, sure. This is not what we want to have, because this is now just half of the day. So somehow I need to squeeze this more together. This is a little bit. How can I do this actually? Oh, like this. Expand this. Expand the night time further away so that we have actually night. Now it's more like immediately morning then day. But okay, so that's now our shades. And now we are checking sampling on each frame, color gradient, based on game time in minutes. And the game time in minutes is updated right here. Underneath the process, game time in minutes. So let's see. So now one day should take 2 minutes. It's night, okay. So after 1 minute it should be day, otherwise I've made a mistake. I feel like there's nothing happening. Seems like a Finnish winter day. Yeah, it's almost like that. Yeah, somewhere there's a problem because I don't see any change in the hue. Let's see. Can I... Oh, remote. Get please. Okay, game time raw is 43,000. Time multiplier is that. Game day duration is that. Huh? Okay, we got that. What do we want? We want to put breakpoint over here. To get the offset, okay, minutes is what? Global variables. Game time minutes is what? 2? What do you mean 2? Wait, is it like real 2 minutes now? Like real time 2 minutes? Which would mean that we would need to wait the whole day to get to the point. That's the problem. I did a misscaling here. Wait a second, this is the wrong variable. Game day duration seconds. It's just a constant, but I'm plugging here. Yeah, so... Wait, something is missing. What did I miss? I converted... wait a second. Minutes? No, I need to game raw seconds. Yeah, that was autocorrection mistake, I feel. Yeah, because that's only going there, so it should be like that. Okay, so now we have seconds, raw seconds converted into minutes, into integer with this. Okay. Oh, I see stuff happening. Yeah, the morning has broken. Time to make fast some coffee. Oh no, it's almost midday. It's time to make some lunch. Speedrun. Yes. Oh. Bloop. Roasted chanterelles. Okay, now we're just waiting for the evening. Should start pretty soon. Yeah, because it's getting, yeah, there it comes. Oh yeah, I have interact. It's pretty dark. But I can still... Okay, now it starts from the beginning again. Okay, so that's the basic, well, day cycle. It's not night cycle yet, really, because it's like from first hours of morning to the noon, and noon to the evening. But that's how it should work. Not exactly like this, though. But now at least the gradient method works, applying the colors from the gradient. Which means that we can check this too. We can check this too. So the rest of the stream we can then spend thinking. Not the best idea actually to do as the last part of the stream, but I try my best to not to let my ideas race too much. I was mostly thinking like, what do we need? More or less like having some kind of fork in the road. Check out where are we at and what's still to be done. So in the past few days I've been working on the interface controls. So what I want to get rid of is this pick and place, use, interact, debug menu. I want to have this sense, shovel, and axe. So that, well, I mean, they could just be in an inventory right away. And then instead of having an own interact option, this is something I need to refactor. Let's think about this. Okay. Let's think like how the axe or sense, like let's say axe should work. Okay, starting point, the axe lies just somewhere, just like the pan. Let's imagine this is now the axe. In this default configuration, if I press X, okay, nothing happens because I took that away, the option to play stuff. Okay, I have the axe selected. Then I go to a tree. And I think what I want to do, oh my god, it's so dark. I think what I want to do is I want to highlight the tree, like if the axe is selected. Then the tree will be kind of like highlighted, like okay, the action which can be triggered by the axe can be applied to the tree, and then there's the cutting animation is shown and stuff happens. So I can use X here. Just like I feel like it would be very simple, elegant to kind of like make trees as equipable tools, although they are not equipable tools, but you know, like have the same game play as for fireplace. Like I have the pan and I can place it. But instead of placing, I'm not entirely sure if I should map the interaction to some other button and still have the option to place the axe somewhere. I think they could inherit the same base class or something. Yeah, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Because this equipable item or tool item, I can just place items, and it's really like physically placing, like taking the item away from the inventory, spawning it on top of as a child of the item. So it's exactly what happens. But then when I say I want to interact with the item, it's now what I'm doing with this, or it's essentially the same should be as use. It should be use and then axe. But I think isn't it that in quite a lot of games, if you use an item, then you have an extra button, like the solder buttons, or maybe the square button. Yeah, I mean that easiest way is just to assign an extra button for interacting. Then how about you check what class or category each object belongs to, then you interact. Yeah, exactly like that it should be. Okay, I think I don't have axe. Do I have already shovel? Okay, it's tool item. So yeah, I could just check that the item, which is, okay, this is a little bit... a little bit wrong, I think, because when I say shovel is a tool item, it should be actually tool collectible. Because this extends item, and item is area 2D. Yeah, I need to think about there a little bit. But I feel that's a minor thing. It's really about checking, like, yeah, as you said, code. Like I have some items. If it's selected and I go to a tree, nothing happens. Then I have some tool item. And then it highlights that the action is allowed, and then I can just execute the action. And one thing which I saw in other games of this kind is and which I find very nice, is this small indicator window which pops up and gives like hint what kind of action you can do. You can select by a certain button. Like for instance here, this collectible is highlighted, and there might be in some part of the user interface there might be like just a tiny indicator, like a pick up chanterelle pressing X, or if it's detected that the player is using keyboard, then E. And then the same thing when I have the axe is selected and the tree is highlighted. The same kind of pop-up comes, like cut tree with this and that button, and then stuff happens. So I feel like that's, for the usability, I think the best. Well, this is for the future. Let's just write it down. I will remember that, but add kind of tutorial /info panels. Should be kind of easy thing to do. And they are essentially adding task description plus item name plus button key icon. Yeah, okay. Then as a very, very last thing for today, some thoughts about health bar, tiredness bar, body temperature bar, hunger bar, poison bar. Not really about these bars, but to have these attributes in a survival game. And what happens when the health is depleted? What happens when tiredness... Well, tiredness is bad word. Let's put energy. So the game is supposed to be a survival game. Yeah, kind of. At least, well, mostly it's supposed to be lifesim, kind of like I'm trying my best to convey this Finnish experience, Finnish wildlife experience. I'm not sure if it's correct to say that it's a survival game. I haven't played too much survival games, so I'm maybe talking trash, but I would like to make the simulation more accurate in the sense that you cannot, for instance, run full speed all the time. And for that, I would like to have some kind of indicator. I'm not sure if it's energy is actually it's better, would say tiredness, endurance. I would like to experiment with these different attributes. Like, let's say you eat some wrong mushroom, you get poisoned, or you eat food that's gone bad, you're poisoned. You step on top of a snake, you're poisoned. If you're poisoned, you cannot run that fast. How hard of an experience you want it to be for the player? Just a little bit. I don't want to have the player like. That's actually a very, very good thing to think about, Code. You are asking exactly the right question. Because let's think about who are the players of this game. I'm trying to kind of market this as a cozy game. It has kind of cozy vibes. The graphics are cozy. It should be chill, you're chilling. So if I say that I want to make those bars and that the player gets lower and thing, that might drive the cozy game enjoyers away, or they put them off. Yep. So now the question is, should I just just forget about them? And instead really just concentrate on giving the player just ability to have the freedom to decorate. You don't have to, but you might want to think how harsh they are. Yeah, you mean how harsh are these things? Mm. Yeah, I mean these. I feel like these my hopes would be that these motivate player to do things, like a little bit pushing the player to think about strategically, which takes the cozy component away, all right, and thinking like pushing the game a little bit towards the life sim rather than this open-ended cozy game. Like in live sim, you would first have the breakfast, so that you would want to breakfast to get your health back, endurance or whatever. So it's kind of pushing the player to do things in the correct order, which might make the game kind of repetitive. But I think implementing or experimenting with these things is not a big deal, too much of a big deal. It's the same kind of like manager script, which just then signals like the player script, how fast the player can go. Well, let's add one component to the play. My favorite reference. This game is sold as cozy survival. Cozy survival. Cozy woodland survival. And the thing is in this game is, oh come on, I'm just okay, look, full screen. So you do have health, hunger, endurance. Or is this endurance? Yeah, this is endurance and this is body temperature. So you have these 4 bars. And this game is, I guess, all the time in the winter time. So if you get too cold, it's visualized, and then at some point your health depletes, and then you don't die, but the player drops all the items, and then you wake up at home. So yeah, in this game it's really you are forced to, at least in the beginning. I'm not sure if there's something else happening late in the game. I just played the demo. You have limited time to collect resources. You have to be somehow thoughtful. You have to be thoughtful that what you are adding in the inventory, because you have to eat. Then you have to go back to get warm again. Then you can, yeah, don't die but reappear somewhere, not dead, surely. Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, it's cozy game. It's like, I guess there was a message that you got somehow exhausted and went home. Clear gameplay loop regardless. Mm-hmm. I mean, oh well, time is up almost. That's like in Pokemon where you're out of them in a battle. Yeah, kinda. I think what I need to think about is what kind of things or tasks I want the player to make in the game. Like if there are some quests. Well, one thing which I would like to have is somehow this energy. Like if you get lost in the woods, you might die. Or like if you haven't planned your fishing trip to a faraway lake well enough, if you haven't thought about it, okay, you need maybe some items to craft and make fire and things, and if you know that there is maybe some grass to be cut that you get through, things like that. And then if your energy depletes, you cannot complete that quest. And I guess that would add to the time players need to play the game, because if I say there are no constraints, then it means that the player could maybe go to a quest, figure out, okay, they need to craft this and that. They just run to the next point where they can craft. Maybe it's back home, and then they just come back. Yeah. But then also like the pressure to eat something kind of disappears, or cook something disappears if there's no energy. Yeah. Okay. What's the tone for the game and the cozy survival ratio? I don't really know actually yet. I mean, that's a big decision, I think. But let me just first finish all these gameplay mechanics I have planned. The basic gameplay loop has to be there, otherwise it doesn't make too much sense. So what's missing? Okay, we have cooking. What's missing is cutting wood, collecting wood, and the crafting of things. But essentially, I guess, let me think. Yeah, well, crafting. We need crafting too. What was the Steam game's name? It's called Winter Burrows. Winter Burrow. And yeah, there is a demo to be played if you want to test that. It's kind of nice actually. It feels pretty good. Thanks for taking a look. All right, yeah. Yeah, that comment was something to think about over time. Yeah, that's something which might take a while. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay. Now it's been already 3 hours and 6 minutes, so I'm starting to wrap up. Let's find ourselves a raid target. Raiding. Let's see who is online. Devro is playing Resident Evil. What is Covino doing? Showing multiplayer stuff. Jochon is doing Sophia's Path. Game dev study. What is Sophia's Path? Oops.
Since these are cyclic graphs, is there a way
Well, it looks like a cozy game.
Well, and then the graph changes as you traverse it.
Jochon is probably getting like the new idea for the next project.
Some of the nodes of the graph also
a puzzle, maybe. Well, let's go to say hello to Jochon. What the hell? So let me start a raid for Jochon. Let's go. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining today's stream. Was a pleasure. We got quite a nicely things done. So the game progress has been steady. So thanks everybody. Thanks TD, thanks Starlight, thanks EM Audio for the raid. Thanks Tapir, Viera, Nexus Null, Old Dome, Codrarus. Thanks everybody. Have a fantastic rest of the Sunday, and hopefully we will meet each other in one of the next Sunday streams. So bye bye. We'll see each other in YouTube.